comes to summer grilling, there's so much to learn, and our next guest says one of the biggest fountains of knowledge is your local butcher.
And he's here with a fabulous feast from his latest cookbook, Butcher on the Block. Please join us in welcoming award-winning author Matt Moore.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Okay, so before we dig into this amazing food that you've brought us, tell us what the cookbook is all about.
So this is my 5th cookbook. Last 2 books were focused on the art of barbecue and grilling. And I like to say that this is not a book about butchering per se, rather it's about the butcher. And so we canvassed from Chinatown in San Francisco to the south of France, but it also gave me the opportunity to pay homage to my own grandfather, who was a butcher. He was a World War II veteran in Valdosta, Georgia. And so the concept is that we give you a little bit of a butchering primer at home. We want you to have some basic techniques. And then we travel the world and we meet these interesting people, that showcase the world of meat, showcase the world of vegetables, seafood, and everything in between.
Love it. Okay, we're gonna dive in with the first dish you have for us, which is a flank steak. Flank steaks, I like, it kind of just came into popularity, but why do you love this as a great cut of meat?
So flank steak is super affordable, and it's kind of the utility of the book, right? I want to showcase some of the butcher's cuts. And so this is something that you can pick up at your local butcher. It's gonna stretch to feed a crowd. It's got a lot of flavor, and it's super tender. That being said, I like to kind of put my own butchering technique to it. It needs a little bit of help on the grill, right? So we've got this beautiful muscle, and you can see kind of the natural striations in the meat. And what I like to do to kind of set yourself up for success is I'm just gonna take a knife and just kind of gently score this just right across. And what this is gonna do is gonna kind of let it set up. I give it a little crosshatch.
Oh, nice.
And we've got a grill fired up. Gas grill, charcoal grill, I don't care what grill it is, we're just having a good time, because anytime you're grilling, it's a good time. So we're gonna season this up. Kosher salt and pepper. We want to do this on both sides. And by doing this, it's going to kind of allow what we call the Maillard reaction. You didn't know we were going to get scientific today, did you? So the Maillard reaction is this gentle balance between enzymes and amino acids, and it happens at elevated temperatures. And so we want to put that on the grill. A better way of saying it is brown food is good food. So we've got one over here, if you don't mind. Now, in the meantime, we are going to get to work on what we call a board sauce.
Okay, I'm going to help you make this board sauce. Okay,
yep. So
what am I doing?
Capers, garlic, red onion. We've got some parsley. We've got Dijon mustard as kind of the binding ingredient. Crushed red pepper and some tarragon salt and pepper. And so I want you with my, I'm going to kind of mix this in, but just go ahead and take that, and we're just going to blend all this together, right?
So
this is, that's all we're doing. We're just going to bring this together.
Little art project for you?
Little art project. Yeah. You didn't know we were going to do this.
No. Okay.
And so now
this
we'll
is so
just kind
smart
of
to do it on the board.
Yeah. And we're going to serve it just like this too. Like, entertaining should be very simple. It shouldn't be too complicated.
Okay.
And then once we do that, if you don't mind, we're just going to put that steak right on top of this.
Like right on it.
Right on
top. You can see how beautifully.
Do you want me to flip it any direction?
Do you want me to like make it even?
I know we're just going to keep it super simple, right?
Okay.
And when we do that, ideally when we pull something off that's been super, super hot like that, we want to let it rest, right? At least 5-10 minutes. And then we already kind of gave it this beautiful crosshatch. But the other technique that's really important is that we're going to cut this on the bias and against the grain. This is a board sauce. One of my favorite barbecue chefs, a guy named Adam Perry Lang, he kind of created this method because as we sort of go in and slice this meat, it's going to start to release some of the natural juices from the meat.
Can I do this for Lainey?
And and we're gonna literally we're gonna toss it though.
Oh, never mind.
Before we do it, we're gonna get, we're almost there. I know. Hey,
hang on, girl.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna kind of just combine it into this board sauce, right?
Right.
And so the natural juices of the meat, we can just come like this, super simple. And again, when I mentioned earlier about stretching to feed a crowd, this way people can kind of portion it themselves. The natural juices are gonna come out. And it's just that simple. A little Dijon, a little brininess from the capers. Just super simple, super delicious. And again, you're gonna get some of that tenderness, that smoky char that we get from the steak as it cooks on the grill.
Oh my gosh,
you can dial up the Dijon as you want it.
The Dijon is perfection. Oh my God, so good.
Oh, so good.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Because I understand there's a section in the book called about vegetable butchers. I don't know about you, but I didn't know that a vegetable butcher existed. Tell us all about what a vegetable butcher is.
So, in the book, I wanted to not just focus on meats and game, but we wanted to bring in where butchering exists in the world today. And so we traveled to San Francisco. Cara Mangini is the first vegetable butcher. It's a real thing at New York's Eataly Market. And her kind of philosophy is to make vegetables more the center of the plate, right? And so if you're going to maybe get a stir fry or you want a cauliflower steak, there's actually a proper technique to quote unquote butcher the vegetable.
That makes sense.
And so
Yeah.
we spent time with her and got her philosophy. And it wouldn't have been a complete book on butchering if we did not represent the actual vegetable butcher.
That totally makes
great.
sense because think about how hard it is sometimes to cut a squash.
Yes.
To
Yeah.
like the point. Anyway, the veg you brought for us is a smoked carrot salad. So how did this dish come together?
So when we traveled, we round out the rest of the book with another 75 recipes. There's about 125 throughout the book. I cook at my house in Nashville every single night. This is sort of a happy accident. I had a pork shoulder on the smoker because we're doing our low and slow barbecue and grilling. I had some carrots rolling around in the fridge. And so I put the carrots on the smoker, and with low time and temperature, they became really soft and smoky. And in my family, we have a saying that feta makes it better.
Yes.
So we put a little bit of feta cheese on
does.
top, some pickled red onion for a little bit of acidity, and it's just a great side. You can serve it out at room temperature. Think of it as a salad, but it's also a really creative way for you to eat your vegetables too.
Gorgeous. Next up, you have a roasted shrimp pasta salad. What is the key, or like any tips you have for roasting shrimp perfectly?
Yeah, so for me, a shrimp should be roasted, right? You've got that gentle balance when you're cooking a piece of shrimp to where it's gonna go from undercooked to overcooked very quickly.
Yes.
And so I like to leave the tails on because as you notice, the shrimp, it actually is gonna get more narrow. So leaving the tail on is gonna protect that meat. And then roasting it in the oven, it's gonna cook very evenly. We talk about perfect ways to make bacon, everybody's ingredient, we roast it in the oven. And then we just take the shrimp, we cut it into nice bite-sized pieces. It's a great dish for summertime, entertaining, a pasta salad that's very comforting.
This is so good.
I would never have expected that.
A little bit of olive too for that nice little finish.
This
Fantastic.
is the crown jewel. Like, wow, that's good. Okay, so you're finishing off our barbecue spread with a bacon buttermilk cornbread.
Okay.
Yes, please. I feel so much better just saying this. Okay, how do you make it?
Well, I'm not bashful because I'm from Nashville. So we're going to be doing a traditional Southern dish, served it up in cast iron. But of course, I have to add my element to it. So, buttermilk goes really, really well with all of our baking in our dishes, but we add in just smoky bacon. Go to your local butcher, pick up a fresh ground meat, a sausage, or house-made bacon, and we just fry it up in the bacon drippings, bring it all together, and it's a perfect complement to round out any meal.
Gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
you.
This has
Appreciate
been
having me.
such a dream. These dishes are delicious. For those of you watching in PEI, go see Matt at the SoMo Festival this weekend. All right.
Thanks for watching. We've got lots more discussion and debates on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.